What if I told you that you can be the voice of Siri very soon?
What if I told you that you can be the voice of Siri very soon?
Okay, that sounds pretty similar to my voice. If Stephen Hawking were alive today, even he would be impressed with how far this technology has come. When Hawking was diagnosed with ALS, he had to undergo a forced tracheotomy, which in turn caused him to lose his voice completely. Now, thanks to a very early iteration of a process called voice banking, Hawking was able to still speak in a computer-generated voice. Voice banking has come a long way and is a process of storing one's own voice and synthetically creating a digital voice that is similar to their original one. Your voice is part of your identity, and when you lose it, you might feel your sense of identity is lost as well. With the early process of voice banking, these computer-generated voices that used to speak for the user were very synthesized and did not sound as natural or accurate to the person's original voice. Only until recently, you can really choose between a male or a female voice or an adult or a child's voice. On top of that, this laborious process of voice banking usually takes weeks and is quite expensive and also requires a lot of time commitment. That has all changed. With the introduction of iOS 17, anyone can quickly bank their own voice in under 20 minutes and all from your phone. All the synthesis is processed locally and it's actually really easy to set up. The best part is that this voice will closely resemble characteristics of your own voice like timbre, accent, and even timing. I'm gonna show you how to set this up and also give you a demonstration. You all heard it, I'm thoroughly impressed at how accurate it sounds to my own voice. Okay, first we're gonna jump into our settings and then we're going to go to accessibility. We're gonna scroll down a little bit and in the section that says speech, we're going to click on personal voice. Now here is where we're going to create our own personal voice model. Now this process is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, and I would recommend you go into a quiet area where you don't have any distractions or any ambient noise so that the mic can pick up just your voice. iPhone's going to prompt you to actually go through 150 phrases. Now typical voice models actually use 2,000 to 3,000 phrases, so it's pretty impressive that iPhone can only do it in that many. Once you've read through all the phrases, the iPhone will take all of that data and locally analyze it and create that voice model. And that'll take about a day or so, depending on how often you use your phone. You have to keep your phone charged and locked so that the phone can process all of that data. That usually happens overnight. So I would recommend just leaving it plugged in, and once it's done, it'll prompt you and let you know that your voice model is ready. So I'm gonna go through some of these phrases with you together. The first thing that will happen is iPhone will check your sound quality to ensure that your mic is up to par. I actually used an external mic so that I wouldn't have to worry about sound quality. And there is a little bit of an error here. I don't know what that is, but let's just skip through it. I don't think it's very important. Could be a bug in the beta. And off we go. Let's start reading some of these phrases. They are also called the Patriots. Critics in the 1800s, however, said that a novel was different from a romance. By 1931, Edison had received 1,093 patents. He urged farmers loyal to the United Kingdom to join him. This is the common name of a group of plants with large, handsome flowers. Who thought of these phrases? In addition to the Great Lakes, Michigan has more than 11,000 smaller lakes. Okay, I guess you learn a little bit during this process as well. I did not know that.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, that was exhausting. I need some water. Like I mentioned before, earlier models of voice banking actually required almost 2,000 phrases. I can't even imagine that. 150 was quite a bit. But essentially, we are good to go. iPhone will generate this model overnight, and like I mentioned before, you just gotta keep your phone plugged in to a power source as well as locked. So let's wait for that to happen.
346 minutes later.
Since this was not a phone that I was using throughout the day, it generated the voice model quite fast. Now let's go ahead and give it a listen. Okay, so in order to activate the text-to-speech, you just have to triple tap the power button like that. It'll bring up a prompt to input what you want to say, and then it will spit it back to you in your own voice. So let's go ahead and type in something. Hello everyone, my name is J.I. How are you doing today?
Hello everybody, my name is Jaya. How are you doing today?
So it doesn't really account for punctuation right now. It'll just speed through one sentence or an entire paragraph for that matter, but I'm sure that will improve over time. Now, although it's not perfect, it's fairly similar to how I sound like in real life. For something that can be done on a consumer device, I have to hand it to Apple here. What does this mean for the future. Apart from the obvious of making accessibility easier and cheaper to those who suffer from ALS and other issues that might hinder their voice from being used, I can absolutely see this being implemented in Siri. At the moment, you can't use this voice model for Siri, but essentially the technology is there. It's just a matter of when is Apple going to enable that feature. I'm really excited to see where this is going, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. iOS 17 is officially dropping in September for the masses, so you will soon be able to use this feature on your phone, and you can also use it in FaceTime calls. Now, with that said,
I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Jay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for kicking it with me.
peace.